Welcome to battle number 6 of week number 3 of the FnF Oreburgh Gate preseason. This is going to be the battle between Pharaoh's team, which is Prism Armory, versus Z-Quig's team, which is Smiley. As a reminder, the Z Pokemon we have are Grotle with Z Any, and we also have Vigoroth with Z Attack, respectively. It looks like Pharaoh's going with a team that is pretty similar to one that he's used before. Kind of rain heavy. It looks like it's centered around grass and water types, so I do think we'll be seeing rain again. Could be very useful for him in taking down a lot of Z-Quig's Pokemon. Corsola, Larvesta, Sandygast. And I think the one thing he'll probably struggle with is maybe Trumbeak, and also Tangela looks really formidable. For Z-Quigs, he has a few returning Pokemon as well. I think that, like I said, yeah, Trumbeak will be a really good Pokemon for him, and Tangela. Trumbeak's going to have a hard time breaking through Metang. Actually, Tangela will as well, so Metang could be a really good Pokemon for Pharaoh, but it might get worn down easily due to its lack of reliable recovery. So I think Z-Quig's WinCon is kind of taking out Metang and maybe Heliolisk and Carvana, and then trying to sweep with Trumbeak, and also using Tangela as a defensive pivot. I think Pharaoh can do really well if he manages to take out Tangela and utilize Metang really well. And also, setting up Rain could be really good for him, especially with Lombre, Swift Swim, Carvana being boosted by the Rain, and Thunder from Helioptile. So, let's take a look at this battle and see how it goes. Alright, so lead-wise, we have Paddington the Lombre. I'm going to guess Corsola for Z-Quig's lead. Nope, Sandygast. This is already looking like it's in Lombre's favor. Lombre's going to go for the Rain Dance, and Sandygast may be setting up with Stealth Rock. Actually going for a Trick. Interesting. So Paddington gets a Choice Scarf, whereas Sandygast is going to go ahead and receive a Damp Rock. So Paddington's going to have to really think about the next move that it uses. It is Giga Drain, and it's going to be super effective, taking down Sandygast in one hit. So this is a 6-5 score, but now Paddington is locked into Giga Drain. So Tangela and Trumbeak and Larvesta could come in with near impunity. Vigoroth is going to come in, and Paddington actually goes for another Giga Drain, bringing Vigoroth down by about a third. This is probably an Eviolite Vigoroth. Vigoroth is going to go ahead and go for a Bulk Up. So Vigoroth looking pretty defensive. And it seems like it's going to be hard to take down while also hitting pretty hard. Giga Drain is going to do another third to Vigoroth. And Vigoroth goes for another Bulk Up, although one more Giga Drain might be enough to take down Vigoroth from Paddington. And Paddington goes for another Giga Drain, and indeed it is enough to take down Vigoroth. Score is now 6-4. Still, Paddington is locked into Giga Drain. And Trumbeak comes out. Paddington probably going to want to switch now. Yeah, Carvana, Paku the Carvana comes out to face Trumbeak. And Rain is still up. A Drill Peck is going to be enough to take down Paku in one hit, though. And down it goes. And in comes Delirium the Marini. Trumbeak goes for a Swords Dance. Looking very formidable right now. And Delirium goes for a knockoff, removing the Expert Belt from Trumbeak. But Trumbeak is still boosted, so it will be able to hit like a truck right now. Will Delirium be able to withstand a hit? It looks like it isn't able to withstand a hit, and the Drill Peck also takes it down. Score is now 4-4 with Trumbeak boosted. I think Lombre is going to have to be the one to come in to take on Trumbeak with that Choice Scarf. And indeed, Paddington, the Lombre, comes out. Probably going to go for a Scald. Yep, Scald is enough to take down Trumbeak, and the score is now 4-3. So that Choice Scarf did benefit Pharaoh a little bit. I don't know if completely. Corsola is now out. It can't Giga Drain though because of the Choice Scarf, and a Scald is going to hit. Corsola is now burned. And Power Gem hits, doing about 32%. Scald is not going to be able to do much to Corsola, especially with Regenerator. It can kind of shrug off some of that damage. It's probably, yeah, Paddington probably wants to switch out. Metang is the next one to come in. And Corsola actually goes for a Scald itself, burning Metang. Metang really does not want to be burned. Cut to its physical attack is going to make it really hard for it to take down the remaining Pokemon, especially Tangela, which is a Titan in its physical defense. Meteor Mash is going to boost its attack a little bit. Still, the burn reduces it more than that +1 from the Meteor Mash. And Corsola is pretty comfortable after recovering. And Earthquake is going to do some pretty decent damage to Corsola, 41%. Well, Scald is going to bring Metang down to below half its HP now. Corsola is definitely in the advantage here because it can just switch out and restore some HP with Regenerator. That's exactly what it does. Tangela is the next one to come in. And Earthquake's going to do minuscule damage to Tangela, only only 3%. Tangela at 97% now. Tangela is just a beast to take down. Looks like Tangela has Protect, so it's going to scout out the move that Metang uses. It's Zen Headbutt. Even with Stab and hitting neutrally, probably not even going to do more than 10% to Tangela, honestly, because of how defensive Tangela is. And the Giga Drain is able to take Metang down to 5%. And Zen Headbutt does 10%, but the burn is going to take down Metang, while Tangela sits at a comfortable 90%. Lycan the Grotle is the next Pokemon to come in. And Tangela is going to go for a Leech Seed, but it doesn't affect Lycan due to its Grass typing. And a Stealth Rock goes up. And actually Lombre is the next one to come in, Paddington. And Tangela goes for the Giga Drain. In comes Corsola, and Paddington is going to set up a Rain Dance, although it is Choice Scarfed, so it can't do much else other than that. So I'm guessing it'll switch out. Maybe he forgot that the Choice Scarf was attached to Paddington. And so Grotle comes in. And Larvesta also comes in. The rain is up, so it'll weaken any fire-type moves from Larvesta. Flare Blitz hits, but it only does about 46%. Definitely weakened by the rain. And Larvesta's in a really low HP. Crunch is going to take it down from Torterra. And now Tangela and Corsola remain, but it looks like it's going to be really hard to take down Tangela. Maybe if Lombre has Ice Beam, it could do some big damage to Tangela, but this looks like it might be really hard for Pharaoh to move past this Tangela. Really formidable wall. Giga Drain is going to bring Lycan down, and Crunch does about 8% to Tangela. Very physically defensive Pokemon. So Lycan switches out, and in comes Sunburn the Helioptile. Tangela is going to Giga Drain, and that does 59%, which is a pretty big amount to Sunburn. Sunbird's going to have to do something pretty quick. Maybe a Hidden Power Ice will come out to try and hit Tangela. I don't think that'll KO. but Sunburn actually goes for the Protect, trying to scout and get a little bit more of that leftovers recovery. But a Tangela Giga Drain probably still is enough to take down Sunburn at this point. And Sunburn goes for the Toxic, but it misses. Tangela not getting hit by that Toxic, and instead Giga Drain is going to take down Sunburn. Score is now 2-2. 3 out of the 4 Pokemon are Grass types, and one of them is a Pokemon that does not want to get hit by a Grass type move. Paddington the Lombre comes out now, going for a Scald on Tangela. It does 17%. And Tangela retaliates with a Giga Drain, restoring quite a bit of that damage back as HP, and Paddington is going to go down. And Torterra is the last Pokemon standing for Pharaoh, and the next Pokemon to come out. Lycan the Torterra. What can it do to deal with this Tangela? Tangela Giga Drains, and that brings it back to 100% HP. And Lycan's going to go for a Crunch. Not doing much to Tangela, who stands pretty unfazed by that. Another Giga Drain is going to bring Lycan down to 2%. It won't be able to deal with any more moves. And a Bloom Doom's going to do about 10% to Tangela, resisted. And finally, Tangela goes for the Giga Drain. The final move of this battle takes down Lycan, and it's a 2-0 victory for Zequig's Smiley over Pharaoh Prism Armory. Yeah, Pharaoh did look like the match was going in his favor until Tangela came out. I do wonder if Lombre had Ice Beam. I know it has Scald, Giga Drain, and Rain Dance, but Ice Beam would have helped tremendously versus that Tangela. Maybe Hidden Power Ice, especially, as well on Helioptile. But yeah, Tangela, very formidable threat. This battle is an example of why Tangela is Tier 1. But well played by both sides. And tune in for some more Week 3 matches coming up. There's a couple more left, so stay tuned for that. This is Noel from my Coronet. See you then.